In this video, I want to give you some really simple scaling mechanisms that you can use inside of your paid ads. So if you're getting a campaign that's working really, really well, you can replicate those results and get it to work even better at higher spends and at higher volumes. So I'll take you through a couple of the different methods that I've personally seen work very, very well. Go ahead and try them out for yourself. If you have questions, just let me know below and let's get right into this thing. So if you've got a campaign that's working really well, and you want to basically scale it and get it more volume for the same amount of spend, or more volume at a cheaper cost at higher spend, or even at the same cost, these are a few ways to do it. So first things first, identify that it's actually a winner, like a true winner. Because I think what a lot of people do is they see something like this one. Let's say this was actually purchases and not leads. Let's say it got 4 sales at $14 a sale and it spent 58 bucks. I would call that more or less a potential winner. It's not a big winner and it's not really a concrete winner because at the end of the day, it's only gotten 4 leads, right? Now, if we look across the board in this account, what's a real winner? A real winner is going to be something that's had at least 10, 15 plus sales at an acceptable CPA that you're willing to pay for. So for example, this thing right here, 18 sales, $39 a sale, that's going to be more or less considered a winner. Whereas something like those other ones I was just showing you, it hasn't really had enough volume for it to be really considered a concrete winner. So what we're going to do is, how can we scale this thing? There's a few different ways to do it. First thing that I really like to do, that I recommend a lot of people to do, is simply by duplicating and creating something I like to call a superscale. So this works for no matter what industry you're in. Let's say this thing was working. I'll duplicate it in the original campaign up to 3 different times. So I'll hit duplicate, and the pure purpose of this is literally just to superscale it. So I'll literally put SS in the front of it so I know that this is a superscale. And I won't change a single thing. I'll leave it here. I'll maybe increase the budget by a little bit, not by much. So for example, in this case, it was spending 60 bucks a day. I'm bumping it up by about like 10, 15 bucks. And then you go ahead and hit publish, and it's as simple as that. Now keep a close eye on it because this is going to raise your budget by quite a bit. You're bound to get a winner on one of these things that you're putting up. So Superscale is simply just that. You're duplicating a winner up to 3 different times at a little bit of a higher budget. You're going to get a winner on one of these. That's one way to basically bump your budget up. Next way is doing something I like to call micro variations. So it's very similar fashion. You're going to duplicate your winner. That's actually a winner. And you're simply going to increase the budget or keep the budget the same. But I like increasing it by a couple bucks. And you're going to change 1 to 3 small things. So what I like to personally do is change the age range by a couple. So I'll move it like that. I'll add maybe 1 or 2 interests, right? I'll maybe tweak the placements just by 1 or 2, right? So I'm gonna like get rid of that, and maybe I just want to do like all in on Instagram. And then I will also change the headline, right? So instead of this one, I'll say use these high performing creatives, and that's it. You don't want to change anything major, and even changing the audience sometimes I think can be a bigger thing that you can change. You don't want to touch the copy. You don't want to touch the creative. Headline's okay. Age range is okay. Location usually is fine. Audience, like I said, I'd rather have you add a few things than take away a few things. And placements can be a pretty big one, so try to stay away from that, but you totally can change it if you'd like. So that's another very easy way to scale something that is already working really well for you. Now, the last method I want to show you for scaling your ad campaigns really, really easily is by doing a CBO or a bully campaign. So I'll just show you how to do a CBO because that's a lot easier. Same thing, you're going to find your winner. And in this case, you're ideally going to want to have a handful of winners, a minimum of 3. So in my case, I am considering a winner anything that's 10 sales or more that has hit my allowable CPA that I know is profitable for me. So I'll go through and find some of these real quick. Let's say this one. this one. See if I have any more that I want to use. This one's okay. And that's it. Just for the sake of this video, let's just assume I had those. So we'll go ahead and we'll duplicate it. We'll do it in a brand new campaign. And what I usually like to do is I just like to say winners scaled CBO. Name it however you want to name it. Doesn't really matter. The point is you've got your 2 to 3 winners. You put them in a CBO. What you want to do is for the budget is you want to turn on Advantage Campaign Budget. Used to be called Campaign Budget Optimization, hence CBO. So ACB, however you really want to describe it, doesn't matter as long as you know what you're talking about when you look at your campaign. And you want to rack up the budget fairly high on this. So if you know that for both of these, let's say I was getting sales at around $30 per sale. Facebook optimizes at getting a certain amount of purchases every single week to get it out of learning. And that number is usually around 30 to 50. So Facebook wants you to get 30 to 50 conversions per week to have it properly learn is really the biggest and most important thing here when you're scaling. So if you know you're getting purchases on these ads for around 30 bucks a sale, well, you want to make sure that you're getting 50 sales a week and prime Facebook for those 50 purchases a week regardless. So in this case, let's say you want to get 50 sales a week times $30 a sale. Well, you need to be spending around $1,500 a week, right? So 1,500 bucks a week into 7, you're going to be spending $214-ish per day. And that's how you really come up with your daily budget. I always do Weird Cents. I've had another video on that. I'd recommend doing it as well. And you'll set this to highest volume or value. And that's basically it. You're just setting it and you're priming Facebook to deliver those 50 sales a week. That's going to get you the best optimization. So these are a couple of really simple ways to kind of set this up. The idea behind these strategies really come from this really simple cheat sheet that I have. And if you want access to this, just check the description below. You can get access to this cheat sheet by joining a group of ours. We have a ton of other resources in there that are really, really awesome. So check that out to get access to this cheat sheet as well as this cheat sheet. There's ways to get access to it. And then we also host free workshops every month. So if you want to join a workshop, ask your questions, we do that. They're totally free. So check the description below to sign up. And if you have any questions on that, let me know. I'll see you in the next video.